All right, Shalom. First and foremost, all praise and glory is unto Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahushua, Ba'ashim Rachak that belongs to our apostles, the bishops, the elders of the great millstone. And greetings, salutations, blessings, much love unto you. Hopefully, like Shalom unto you. Quick video. It's crash out season. Okay, and you look in current events in the news, and you're going to find a lot of people crashing out. Okay, I mean, and if that's a new slang term, if you will. Okay. If you don't know what that means, people are really losing their minds, going postal. There's all types of phrases for this. That's the newest, or one of the newest ones that's out there now. Okay, basically, people are becoming mentally unhinged and just doing all types of crazy things, driving cars into people, and for various reasons. One of the major reasons is this situation that's going on between men and women right now. Okay, women's liberation has blown the male woman structure to pieces. Okay, and so I got a couple videos, and you'll understand a bit more, because there's no sanctity in a connection or a marriage. And when you get into what the Bible talks about, consummation is the marriage. Okay, but that's not what this is about. This is more, but it's still in people's minds. They think once they have made that connection and they made the verbal agreement that that's supposed to hold weight. And then there's even situations where people are getting the paperwork done, literally getting married in a church or wherever, the justice of the peace or whatever they go before the court or whoever. And it's still not keeping them connected, together. They still step outside of their marriage to do other things. Now, we're not going to get into the technicalities, scripturally in this video. I'll quickly say this, and it's unpopular with women particularly, and some men as well, that men are allowed to have more than one woman. Okay, now, are you allowed to just run around and sleep with whatever woman you want? No. Okay, it has to be a single woman, and then if she's single and you have sex with her, hey, you're supposed to keep that woman. Okay, that's the basics of it. Now, if you want to pay for it, that's still okay. If she negotiates a price to just for the moment or the act type thing, hey, you're supposed to pay that, and then you gotta do your thing, and then you go your separate ways. Okay, but in the ancient world, it wasn't so. But even though that was set up, like I said, that's not the point of this video. Now, the other part of this is, inside of men, it's something rooted, because women are never supposed to step outside of their first sexual relationship. Okay, they're never supposed to go against that, and men can feel that connection. It's a spirit that comes upon men when that has been broken, and that's the same thing that's divided men and women today. How women are so promiscuous. Okay, now I have a few videos. You can see this one is going to be one of those, videos. But then I'm going to get into a couple other ones where people have crashed out. And you can read into it, okay? Now let's see. Sound that. Bear with me. Let me back it up and get the sound. No, they're going to let me get the sound.
Can we just eat? What is that? I just moved you into my house. You just moved all the way across the country and you want to pull some bullshit like this? Who is that?
It's my cousin. From
your cousin?
My mother's sisters.
Your cousin talking about, are you still with him?
No. So what he's trying to say is, are you still Christian?
He's calling you baby. What the fuck who are you trying to fool?
Oh.
What is that? Tell me what that is, because I really just moved you into my house. For what? Who is that? I'm fucking shaking. Can you please talk? I'm done. I'm not going through this shit. Are you just gonna sit there and eat, or are you gonna talk to me about what that is?
Nothing. Can we just eat?
Okay, it's a little thing now. I have my suspicions about this video. People are doing these types of videos, but the camera's perfectly catching the moment. Okay, it ain't like another video I saw, what I couldn't show on here or post on YouTube, but the guy really crashed out. He's like, "Oh, you thought I was playing this and that?" The spirit just got on him. The spirit of jealousy just got on him, and he went to jail for the rest of his living life. Okay, and that's all I'm gonna say about that. But there's those types of videos are happening all the time. Okay, and they're videos where they look real, and they talking mess back and forth on Instagram Live or Facebook Live or whatever. And she almost got the hint that he was done playing, but he really crashed out. Okay, now let's show a couple of other ones. Now this one seems a little weird, but these are situations that happen. He moves her across the country into his house. Basically, they decide to get into a relationship, and now she ain't cut the people off. Well, she should have been cutting the people off if this was a serious situation. He should have made sure. Okay, and our apostles and elders have warned us, hey, if you could at all avoid it, don't move them in. Don't move them in. Just don't do it. It's just not a good thing. It's going to create a lot of issues for you. Not even with the cheating on part, but the instability of them being there, constantly messing up your space. You can't get any spiritual time, so on and so forth. Okay, now let me get a couple other videos, and then I'll get just a few precepts. Well, I can't even get that one. This one is taken down, but I've seen a video like this before, and I've seen it from the outside in the news. But it says ex-boyfriend tried to break in house while new boyfriend was there. Okay, and these situations happen like this. Okay, imagine that you meet this chick, y'all hitting it off. You can talk to her. You got anybody? No, I ain't got nobody. But all of a sudden, somebody pop up. Now, does that mean that she wasn't being honest? She did break up with him, but he didn't think it was over. Well, the scriptures really clear that up to where that ain't supposed to be that situation. The man you first choose to have that first sexual interaction with is the one that you now are supposed to be with all the rest of your life until death. When the script, when they say "till death do us part," that's what it's supposed to mean. Okay, you're supposed to be with that situation. Now, there's amendments, if you will. Okay, throughout the scripture, but Yahushua broke it down. It wasn't never supposed to be that way. Okay, everything after that first one is now adultery and can be punishable by death. Okay, so anyway, couldn't click on that one, but I got one more. All right, this one is from the Trey King Show. I'm subscribed. I like the video, so on and so forth. Okay, this is fair use for educational purposes. Not trying to make any money off of it, but yeah. So when you see this one, it says Illinois man, deletes. I don't know what words y'all use now to keep them off your back at YouTube. It says 4 people after seeing ex-girlfriend dating his friend. Okay, so let's move through it. Okay. Play it.
Who investigators say allegedly and intentionally started this fire will face a judge just hours from now. 23-year-old Lontre Clark is facing first-degree murder, attempted first-degree murder, and other charges. Chicago police, with help from ATF officials, arrested Clark just days ago in Springfield. That fire erupted on West North Avenue in North Laramie on the west side on June 26th, prompting a sizable response. A 5-year-old boy and his mother were among 4 people killed. Reverend George Smith Jr., who is related to 3 of the victims, says he's struggling to understand how someone could do this.
He murdered 4 people, and it was just senseless because of whatever reason or whatever he felt like. He destroyed lives.
6 other people were rescued from the building, and some of them were hospitalized. The Red Cross says the large fire displaced more than 24 people.
Yo, YouTube.
All right, this is the guy, Trey King right here. Okay, this is his page. I don't know if his real name, but this is his handle. Okay, but so basically the article is about Let's go back. A raging fire. A man due in court charged with deadly Austin fire apartment fire. He almost killed everybody in the apartment trying to get to this one chick, his ex, for dating his friend. And now when you get into it, he's going to break it down. I'll try to put this in the description if you want to watch it, but you can go right to his page, and check it out for yourself. Okay, I probably won't even put it in the description. But that said it all. Okay? Ultimate crash out. No care for anybody's life. Not even his own, not even the child. Nobody. Okay? And this is something that's real. And the closer and closer we get to the end, this is going to happen more and more, but there's not going to be police always to stop these events. Okay? The Most High has put a, I'm going to get that, matter of fact, has allowed a certain type of energy to be in the earth now. It's an energy that's claiming lives. Okay, all for the judgment that the Heavenly Father wants to bring. Okay, so let me get these scriptures. Like I said, you go into the news and there's plenty of this going on. This is just relationship situations. Okay, where a woman is cheating on a man, which is what I'm tapping into. But this spirit is going to get wider in every sense of the word. Okay, so let me a more commonplace. Let me get the few scriptures. I'm actually going to start here. When you look at these end times, second Esdras, the 15th chapter, 16th chapter, so on and so forth, have a lot of the prophecy of the destruction and punishments and vengeance the Lord has for the people, particularly you so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans, and Israelite foreigners. Because you're the children of Israel he chose and made a covenant with way back walking out of Egypt, okay, that you were supposed to keep that, okay, to live by the wisdom of these laws, statutes, and commandments, okay. But we are under grace at this point until the second covenant is initiated. But hey, a lot of people aren't even trying to make it right in this time of grace, okay. And that's what the job is now. But anyway, in second Esdras, the 15th chapter, 14th verse says, "Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh." The modern day sword is the gun, but the sword basically could just be any killing instrument: a dagger, a knife, a grenade. You just name a vehicle. And I mean, it's crazy how this is happening. If you really want to get into a broad understanding of it, sending somebody to jail is a way of giving them the sword, because you don't live the same. It's a deeper. Why do you think we're dry bones? Okay, because we're spiritually dead. A lot of our people are spiritually dead. Okay, so it gets into a very broad thing, but this is actually speaking literally. People are literally crashing out and doing the worst things. Okay, like things that you wouldn't imagine. Like, forget it, let me just move on and go get another woman. But that ain't what's going on. And there's so many videos brothers post. I didn't want to bring them all in, but this particular situation, you can just Google this in the news. Man kills ex-girlfriend, and that'll probably pop up. Matter of fact, I'm gonna do it just to see. Let's see what happens. And this is just a few. Gunman allegedly destroys wife's new man as he belts out in Larkin Park. It's Ohio 6 days ago. This is also 6 days. UC Berkeley murder case. Charged with 5 people in the case. Going into that, including his ex-wife and her probably new boyfriend or something, right? That's the thing I put. Man kills ex-wife and boyfriend. That's just what I put. ABC 7 from 2024, almost a year ago. Man left daughter in car as he deletes ex-wife, her boyfriend inside. Okay. Had his 15-year-old. Wow. And I'm not even going deep. I'm just looking at this, right? But this is something. It's 2024. That's April 2025. 2024. See, this is just getting more 6. That's the same one. Okay, that's the same one. This is happening. And if you change up, just take out boyfriend. This is just with the boyfriend. You take out boyfriend and see what happens. Look, a day ago, doctor accused of deleting ex-wife who has just steps from the front door. UC Berkeley. Okay, so he did it all for victim's ex-wife. Fresno man, deletes former boyfriend to move forward. Look, see, these are crazy stories, man. So this is something like stabbing 5 days ago. Okay, that was from 2023. I guess went to court now. Hours ago in Tampa, something went down. A man who deletes wife. Okay. Garden Grove, that's California. Look how this is. People are crashing out because they're just they feel the tension and the anxiety of what's going on in the world today, and they have no answers. Okay, so they're just crashing out, and then the jealousy of it is making it even worse. Okay, people feeling hopeless, like, man, the groceries is inflated. I can't afford enough food. I can't get enough. I can't pay my car. I can't do this. All these things. I can't live where I want to live. All these situations, and people are just losing it. Okay, so this is what's going on. All right, let's get to the precepts. It said, for the sword near destruction draweth nigh, and one people will stand up to fight against another with swords in their hands. And this is coming to a bigger situation, and then martial law, and so on and so forth. Okay, but to get more into it, let's go to Sirach 39 and 28, straight to the point. There be spirits that are created for vengeance, and a certain spirit that's getting on people, okay, to just execute vengeance in the name, for the Heavenly Father. Not that they're doing it for righteousness' sakes, as far as their understanding, but they're not out there like what's the character, the Equalizer. They're trying to right things that are going wrong in the world. Nah, these people are just making it balanced. But some of these men have a case. Some of these women are just treating them like with no respect, and men are starting to come back to where they're getting beyond that modern Western world spirit and getting into that ancient spirit of this ain't how this works. Okay, the one that's rooted within them, and then we're coming back into a time where the crash out is real. Okay, it said there be spirits that are created for vengeance, and those spirits hop on certain people. It says, which in their fury lay on sore strokes. Okay, in the time of their destruction, they pour out their force and appease the wrath of him that made them. Okay, appease the wrath of the Heavenly Father, because nobody goes without. It said the scriptures say the Most High alone belong the issues from death. So He sanctioned everybody, whoever perished being innocent. He sanctioned all these situations to happen. Okay, for both, for them to go, and for the other one to get the judgment they get. Okay, this is all set up, and it's going to be more prevalent because the Heavenly Father is tired of how evil the people of the world are today. Okay, but He will protect His elect. Just as a side note, we do plenty of videos on that. I got like one more, and then I'll close. This is a real quick one. And like I said, I brought that video up, just ex-wives and them and their boyfriends and all of that, because that's how the law was. But this is where it starts at, and I'll try to get the law as well. Yeah, I'll get the law as well. And I know a lot of people don't like that law, or the Great Millstone's breakdown of that law, but it is there for a purpose. Anyway, this is Numbers chapter 5 and verse 12 says, speaking to the children of Israel, and say unto them, if a man's wife go aside and commit a trespass against him, and a man lie with her carnally, okay, and it is hid from the eyes of her husband, and be kept close, and she be defiled, and there be no witnesses against her, because if there was a witness, and I'll bring that up, they're supposed to be stoned. Okay, neither she be taken with the manner. Okay, and the spirit of jealousy come upon him. This is why people are crashing out, with the spirit of jealousy. And we can identify it, but a lot of these people can't even identify it. Okay, and the scriptures also say All things are lawful, but not all things expedient. This is one that's not expedient, brothers. Okay? It ain't worth it. There's too many women out there. And as we get closer and closer, these women are going to get better and better. They're going to be willing to do things, the righteous thing. They're going to become believers through you. Okay? But you got to be able to discern and weed out them and the ones that got too many demons to clean up, and the ones that just aren't fit for it. Okay, which isn't an easy task. But you got to go case by case, situation by situation. And some of the men I read online and some of the people I know, they're just tired of dealing with women. Like men nowadays, we men are just to the point where we're like, what we would deal with some of you women for, we don't even care about that. We don't even really want a lot of sex, or we know how to cook for ourselves and we keep our own situation clean. It's easy to clean up after myself. Children, a lot of us are looking at children like, why would I want to bring a child into this crazy ass world that's meant to be destroyed and make my situation harder? Okay? Well, this is just giving a heads up. If you wonder why you can't find a good man, well, this is what the average woman is out there doing. Way too many. And I just Googled a few in 2025. Gave me a couple 2024s. But when you start going back and you start looking at the rest of the news of people just being off for little or no reason, you see this whole red pill manosphere situation. You see this whole girl phase and this Instagram supermodel deal and OnlyFans, and you start looking at all the attention women want and are getting online, and people sliding in the DMs and entertaining other men and all of that, and you just realize like, hey, I don't want to deal. Why would I want all that headache and heartache? Okay, and women are starting to feel it, and brothers are getting passports. I'm saying brothers as far as Jake in general. Men are getting passports and flying to go see what another woman can treat him like. Okay, go get that experience. So when they come here, now they know what they like, and they're scarce here, trying to find an obedient woman that'll, be feminine and all the things that you're looking for, obedient and so on and so forth. Take care of the guy at the house and so on and so forth, right? Anyway, it says, "And the spirit of jealousy come upon him, and he be jealous of his wife, and she be defiled." Or the spirit of jealousy come upon him, and he be jealous of his wife, and she be not defiled. Okay, so there's protocols that you go through to prove if she was in the ancient world, okay? Well, nowadays, you can't tell because, this is when you married a virgin the right way, and nobody, meaning the young woman that hadn't had any sexual intercourse to that point, and she's supposed to be with you forever. Okay, and you'd be like, dang, you said you was going to your mother-in-law, but where was you really at? There's all kind of videos out of women stepping out on men. Okay, but then want to be super overprotective when men step out on you, even if the woman is single. Okay, you shouldn't be tripping off that. And as we get closer and closer to the men of the Lord, the value of the men of the Lord is going to get greater and greater. Okay, so that's pretty much the point. I was thinking of something else. Law. Okay, this is Deuteronomy 22. All the other camps' favorites. Okay, when Great Millstone breaks it down. Now, I'm not going to get deep into these upper verses, but it basically says, you get down, if a woman wasn't a pure virgin, okay, she don't have the tokens of her virginity, which is that cherry on a certain cloth that she was given for to consummate, and then wipe that, and she reminded, no, this is that token. Okay, if you don't have that, then she would be stoned to death, as it says in 21. But getting to the point that we're talking about, everything from that point on, with that spirit of jealousy, comes from this right here, Deuteronomy 22. And in 22 it says, if a man be found lying with the, not fibbing, not what they're talking about, sleeping, intercourse, okay, with the woman married to a husband, and they then shall they both of them die, the man that lie with the woman, and the woman, so shall thou put away evil from Israel. It says, and if the damsel that is a virgin be betrothed, okay, unto an husband. So she hasn't had intercourse, but she's engaged unto an husband, and her man find her in the city. And a man find her in the city and lie with her. Then ye shall bring them both out unto the gate of the city, and ye shall stone them with the stones that they die. The damsel because she cried not, being in the city, and the man because he hath humbled his neighbor's wife, so shalt thou put away evil from among you. Okay, and it goes into more details when you understand how the situation plays out. So when you're judging a matter of this happening, you can see the intent behind it. Okay, did she cry out for help, or did she, or was she with it? Basically, well, the women today are with it. Okay, some of these guys, man, you see this situation happening. What's this guy that just married that woman? The main one, and everybody's like, don't do it. The new football star. I can't even think of his name. I just seen another video on him and her, where she's crying and shit. Already crying. He done bought a big ass house, did all of this, and married her, and now she's already setting up a way to get out with some substance out of him. Is what it looks like, and everybody was saying this is what she's about to do. This is the type of spirit women have out there, and what they're looking for. When they meet you, they already talking about, let's go burn the bag or whatever. Let's go, spin the bag on me. Let's go cash out, and let's go do all these other situations. Okay, that's all about the transaction, not about the real connection that it's supposed to be about. Okay, and they don't care, and will lie and whatever else. And men really down deep, men just want to do the right thing and have a real connection and family and partnership and so on and so forth. But these type of women today that have been lied to by mothers and grandmothers about, I wish I would have went back and did this, and trying to raise their children and grandchildren differently than the old-fashioned way. Now we're seeing the decline in the moral construct that's going on, in the biblical construct that's going on today. It just ain't there, which is creating a mountain of sin that the Lord is tired of. Okay, and this is what's happening. All right, so he's letting go on them. So this is what's happening. So though you don't get stoned by the elders and the neighbors of the city, okay, you do get shot. The man could come and shoot you, could stab you, all other certain things. One more and I'll close. 2 Ezra 15:5. Behold, saith the Lord Yahweh, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. For wickedness has exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled. Now, is this why all this is happening simply because a woman's cheating on her husband? No, it's bigger than that. It's a lot bigger than that. Okay, the whole earth is out of course, but this is something that is definitely adding to it. Okay, this is something that's not going to get overlooked in the day of vengeance. Okay, it's the verse 7. Therefore saith the Lord, I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness, which they profanely commit. Neither one, because it's commonplace to just sleep around with one another. Married women sleeping with married and single men, and polyandry and polygyny, out of course, not doing it the right way. There's a righteous way to do it, and the scriptures hold that. But people are just making porn movies, two married people swinging. That's a whole other avenue. I met a swinger before, and she wanted to get down like that. When I realized that's what she was into, I cut it off with her. Okay? And that, I realized when she ended up telling me, like, let's go do this. I'm like, whoa, that's what you into? That's where you be going now. We're done. Okay, so this is how you got to understand how the world moves today, and refrain from that sinful lifestyle. The vetting process has got to get more and more strict. Okay, when you choosing who you lay with, it's damn near an interview, like for a government job, like background checks, and you got to do all this stuff. What's your history like? What's your background check? And women ain't gonna like that. Why I got to do all that? No, we're just looking for the red flags, man. Okay, everybody needs some work. Everybody needs things to improve upon, and the scriptures should generally be able to help you with that if you're sincere, if your intent is real. But if it's not, you're going to get exposed by these scriptures, okay? And then when that spirit of jealousy come upon a man, you can't control yourself, and now you out and you out there hunting and looking for another man. Hey, the Lord's gonna look at you in a certain way and not protect you like He will His elect. Okay, men are gonna slide and test you. I told every woman that I've been with in the past decade or so, hey, your ex is about to show back up, or that one guy is about to show back up. The one that pop up, your first or whomever, he's gonna pop back up because he's used to popping up. He's gonna come check, and now's your chance to tell him I'm done, I'm with you, or to leave me. But don't try to play both. Most High don't go well with that. Okay, and I know a few exes that I dealt with that ex came around or new guy pop up or whatever happened, that their situation didn't pan out well. You know, brothers have had their testimonies of situations like that, and it don't end well. Okay, so the Lord is really trying to make getting back to the standard of righteousness, and we're the ones supposed to teach, uphold, and live by that standard. Okay. Anyway, it says, "I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness to punish them, right? Which they profanely commit. Neither will I suffer them in those things which they wickedly exercise themselves." He's not going to suffer that no more. He's about to punish for it. The grace period is just about up. It said, "Behold, the innocent and the righteous blood crieth unto me, and the souls of the just complain continually. And therefore, saith the Lord, I will surely avenge them." We don't have to crash out no matter what these women do to us. We don't have to crash out. Okay? We don't have to. The Lord got it. Okay? Yahweh Shemi Al-Shai, they're going to take care of it, man. You just got to keep doing what you're doing, believing, and separating yourself from them situations. Okay? And I know the stakes are high, man. They're getting higher and higher. But you got to continue to choose righteousness if you're already in this faith. And if you're not in the faith, you need to get deeper in it or get into it and learn how not to let it bother you. You're going to have, if you caught up in women, this thing ain't for you. Believe me. If that's your number one focus, is getting a good obedient woman, this truth ain't for you, man. The times to come ain't for you, because the woman gonna do something, man. You're gonna get tested. The faithful thing, when you go into what Solomon examined, the one thing that's faithful, the only thing that's faithful, is the wisdom of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua and that spirit. That's it. There's not anything else faithful like that. Okay, everything else is folly and vanity. Okay, and I'm not just trying to get on sisters only, but matter of fact, I'll hit one more and I'll close. Okay, got to start at 25. Ecclesiastes 7:25. "I apply my heart to know and to search and to seek out wisdom and the reason of things." Okay, so he sought out all deep wisdom and to know the wickedness of folly, even the foolishness and madness. Okay, and I've been seeing videos pop up where men are sliding in women's DMs and they know I'm happily with a man, but then they continually hold the conversation. Women out there advertising what they look like on Instagram or whatever, and then somebody slide in the DM, and then now he in there cooking in the DMs, making her consider and doubt and do all these things. You got a good man, but you in there talking to this guy. He didn't play with your emotions. He made you feel desired, and now you stepping out. Now a different spirit is on you, and you tripping. Okay, and there's gonna be all types of things. You can't provide for me. You ain't doing what another man is willing to do, and all of that spirit that Eve wanted to know what it was all about way back in the garden. It's coming to pass now, but it's also proven that it was unwise from the jump. It was a damn trap. The serpent lied. Okay, 26. "And I find more bitter than death the woman whose heart is snares and nets, and hands as bands." Okay, this is part of what this situation is with men and women. Snares and nets and bands. "Whoso pleaseth the Most High shall escape from her, but the sinner shall be taken by her." Okay, so don't worry about it. Don't, so let her go off to this man that she's went to go get her judgment from. The Lord will see somebody fit for you, but you can't desire the same things you was desiring before. Okay, those things aren't the same things you should be desiring no more. You got to desire, what the qualities in a woman, not just what's between her legs and the freaky things she do to you. Okay, or even how much money she makes. None of that shit should matter. But is she nurturing? Is she obedient? Is she stable minded? Is she emotionally balanced? Okay, y'all can y'all kick it tight, man? Can y'all communicate well with each other? All right. And now, if you get the other parts, that's great as well. But those are not the foremost as much as the latter. Okay, how connected you actually are on a spiritual, mental level, more than a sexual level. Okay, verbal level. All right, so on and so forth. So anyway, I'm in it there, Lord willing. It was edifying. It's crash out season, man. People out there crashing out for little or nothing. This is just one more something. I had examples on that. That spirit of jealousy is going out. Okay, so watch what you're doing, man. Okay, people crashing out. And look, in today's times, people crashing out and have no offense in this particular situation. They don't be at the boyfriend's house or the boyfriend be there. They be at home, but the man still crash out. Okay? And could you see, man, people delete their Edomites too, but people deleting their whole families and themselves. All right? I knew that baby wasn't mine type thing. Paternity court. All right, so anyway, Lord willing is edifying, giving all praise and glory unto Yahweh, Bashim, Yahushua, Bashim, Chakudash, that belong to our apostles, the bishop, the elders of the great millstone. Greetings, salutations, blessings, much love unto you elect. Until the next one, Shalom.